Hey, coach, I don't know about you, but I hated making recruiting phone calls. I didn't know what to say. I felt like they were dreading it and they were very guarded and they weren't sharing a lot of really good information from me. So I felt like it was a big waste of time. I was just making things up to keep them on the phone. I don't know if you've ever felt that way, but a quick technique that I want you to start trying that massively helped me. It takes a little bit of organization up front, but the results can actually really speed up the recruiting process. And the thing that I want you to do is decide in advance what are two questions that you're going to ask this recruit that will help move the recruiting process forward, or maybe it's follow-up questions for some email information that you might have sent to them. If you are a Dan Tutor client, right, you get your emails written, right, follow up with a question based on the content that you sent. But what I did is I sent a text confirming the phone call, and then I sent a couple questions that I was going to ask. And those questions, it was like giving the recruit the questions that were going to be asked on the test before the test happened. Recruits, right? This generation, they don't like being on the phone, right? And so how could we make it as simple and safe as possible? Send them the questions that you're going to ask them in advance. Now this prevents you from just being the check-in coach and not really have anything to to say that's interesting and new and different. But this gives them a couple hours to think through what their answers are. So when the call comes, you can certainly build, right, some rapport at the beginning and then dig into some of the questions that you sent to them. I found by doing that, my phone calls went quicker. I got better information. I got new information, which helped me in my responses to only share relevant information about my program based on what the recruits were telling me that they wanted and they needed, right? And this is where I find, one thing that we know in the research that we do with Dan Tutor in Tutor Collegiate Strategies is that one big factor that causes a lot of coaches to lose recruits is sharing too much irrelevant information that they could care less about. So ask a good question, have it prepared in advance. What are a couple questions that are boxes that you need checked as a coach to help determine if you should continue to keep the recruit on your list and continue to keep recruiting them? But what are these questions, or that something that will move the recruiting process along? Send it to them in advance, and then see how the calls go. And then after the call, you got to evaluate how well did the call go? Did I get new and better information? Because if I did, keep the question. And maybe it's even if I got great qualifying information that helped me narrow my funnel down sooner, maybe this is a question that you ask closer to the beginning of the process, right? Recruiting, it's always we need to be flexible, but we need to be paying attention to what's working and not working. Where are the problems, right? The problems are key for you to identify, because slight little tweaks in how you do things really can make a big difference. So send them questions in advance, right? That is my tip for you today. Hope that was helpful. If, you want other videos like this, hit the subscribe button. And I'm trying to put out new content like this almost daily. So hopefully that helps. Share it, right? Subscribe, do all that. And next video is coming soon.